Okay, so I'm going to set that over there. Now, while we're talking about Nightmare on Elm Street memorabilia, first I have to give yet another shout out to my dear friend Horror Gal. This was the Christmas present that she sent me this year, so I've had it for just a couple of months and never really got to thank her properly. I absolutely love this. I looked all over in the shops, I looked over at conventions to find it, could never find it. Bless her dark little heart, she found it for me. This is the anniversary edition. So it's the Nightmare on Elm Street 30th anniversary by NECA. And he has all his little interchangeable heads. It's Nightmare on Elm Street 1. So this was my personal Christmas gift from Horror Gal, and I love you, darling. Thank you. This is one of my favorite things in my collection. From my mother, I just recently celebrated a birthday in June. She got me almost out of print hard copy Hollywood Monster by Robert Englund, his autobiography, which I'm actually going to mail to Robert. He has this wonderful thing on his site. If you go to robertenglund.com, I'll put that link down there as well. You can actually mail him things, memorabilia, you know, put them in a postage box, send them to him, and he will autograph them for, I can't remember what it is. It's somewhere between 50 and 100 bucks. And he has like different levels. He can have just the autograph. You can do an autograph with him holding it. His wife Nancy put out a whole little menu of things that he will do for you when he has time, and then he'll mail it back to you. So much like I haven't seen Robert in person at a convention since probably 2009. I think it was like 2009 or 10. It's been a while. He's been all over, you know, the East Coast and Texas and London, but he hasn't been out here in forever and a decade. So it's really nice to know that I can take this and mail it to him and he'll mail it back. You don't get that personal experience, but for us who have met these people a couple of hundred times, it's just nice to get it autographed and put it back up on the shelf. So there's that. Speaking of meeting people, for the very first time I got to meet Ken Sagos, and I have to tell you, Ken Cade is one of the most awesome Dream Warriors I have ever met. I've met 90% of the cast from all of the series, including Freddy vs. Jason. And of them all, of course, you know, Heather is a dear, Robert is amazing. Ken Cade, Ken Sagos, huge, huge heart. He came to my theater. I'm a horror hostess. You'll see more about that if you watch my other videos. I just look like shit right now. But we decorated the whole theater up for him, and the lobby, turned it into the Craven. He came and did an autograph signing, and then he did a Q&A with us, and he helped us run a couple of trivia contests for the audience. He came to support his charity, his foundation, Giving Back, which I will put links in. It's the Giving Back Community, something like that. I'll have to look. I'll find it. It's in this bag. I'm sorry, again, half asleep. But Giving Back is what he does, and he's helped put hundreds of students through school and to camp, and it's a children's foundation. Wouldn't you know, Ken Cade is out there busting ass and kicking ass all over Dreamland to save children. So he came out of the goodness of his heart, and all the proceeds from his autograph signings went to his foundation for the children. So I'm really happy to know that he got a good couple $100. From the message I received from him, he was able to send quite a few kids some school supplies for the next like 2 to 3 months, and that makes my heart very, very happy. So as much as we love horror, we also love helping each other and helping children, and he's just a magnificent man. And from him, I got a couple of autographed things that I want to share. Speaking of Never Sleep Again, which is the most amazing documentary ever, as I mentioned, I was at the release, the DVD release at Dark Delicacies, which I'll put, they're an amazing bookstore dedicated to horror and pop culture. I'll put a link to them in the description as well. They had everyone from all the films, all the way up to Freddy vs. Jason, and not just the actors, but the crew and the special effects artists and the producers and members of New Line. So I got quite a few, and like there's Heather. The only one I'm missing is Robert and a couple of the Dream Warriors that weren't there, Penelope Sudrow, and there's a couple that weren't, but I will track them down. That's what conventions are for. But for the most part, I got everyone. Heather's there. Let's see, where's Ken? Oh, Ken is right there. Ken Sagos. I could sit here and pick out quite a few, but this is my favorite thing, and it's starting to get a little busted because I keep it rolled up. I haven't framed it yet because I keep taking it with me to conventions to add to the signature. to the signature list until I'm completely satisfied. So I keep this in a dark place, rolled up the way that it was given to me, and hopefully I'll have it linen backed and framed very, very soon. So, this was the flyer from my Nightmare on Elm Street screening. So, like I said, I am a horror hostess. I put on horror films, and we do floor shows with, you know, it's kind of what Elvira does when she does movies, and it's also kind of like the Rocky Horror Picture Show because we do a live performance, and of course I'm a drag queen, so it's big and fabulous and fully decorated, so this was really awesome to have Ken there for that. And this is Nightmare 4 that he autographed for me. This is Nightmare 3 that we screened. He autographed it there, and then I actually had Joey had signed it down here when I saw them at the reunion at Long Beach Comic-Con 3 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. So Ken was gracious to sign that for me. Oh, this is another prop that I made. It's my Nancy Thompson Hypnosil prescription bottle. I took an old Excedrin bottle and printed out the label and made it myself, and then filled it with candy and ate it all night because it was funny. I went as Nancy Kruger, which you'll see pictures. I will interlace pictures after this. I'll go into my other room that has all my collections, and I'll be in full face and makeup, and we'll do that later. For right now, it's in bed with Azzy, tired. These are really cool. These are from a site called 80scards.com. And I bought these to give away as prizes for our trivia contest, and then of course I kept a few myself. They have all kinds of really amazing trading cards from the 80s. So these are the Fright Flicks by Topps, and they still have their gum. They're the original. And Ken signed this one for me, and then I saved this one for the next time I see Robert, or I might just send it with the book. I don't know. But these were awesome. And then they also had the Fright Flicks, I believe, are from later in the series. I think these ones came out around part 3, around Ken's generation. These stickers, however, are from the generation of part 1 and part 2, and they were from a sticker book. So if anyone remembers being a kid, we had all the different, you know, He-Man and She-Ra, the sticker books, and you'd have individual stickers, and then some of them would link together and make like a collage or make one big picture. That's what these were. So I ended up buying like 20 packs of these because they're $1 a piece, and then I only ended up keeping like 4, and 2 are open, and I should have had them with me, but they're in the other room. I'll show them to you later. But they're really, really neat. These will remain unopened. This, I haven't unpacked this since my show, and my show was on July 17th, and it's August 20th. That just shows you kind of the mess that I am. Okay, autograph photos. My favorite. This is me and Heather. Again, me out of drag because I was hot as heck. This was at a Fangoria convention, one of the last Fangoria cons that Creation Entertainment did. And obviously there's Heather, there's me. And this white frame with the collage of photos, believe it or not, that is Nancy Thompson's bedroom window. If you look very closely here, these are pictures of the original house on Genesee Avenue in Hollywood. This is the upstairs. You can see right there the window is missing. That's because we're holding it. Now, I didn't remove this. I didn't do anything. We visited the house. It was being gutted. They were taking down all the siding and all the decaying woodwork because the new owner was a lovely woman from England, and she wanted to take down all the original 1913 hardwood that was pretty much termites holding hands and replace it all with aluminum siding, which now it looks perfect. If you see it now, it looks gorgeous and brand new on the outside. She was really falling down. So the contractor was taking everything out and throwing it in a dumpster. There was this huge walk-in dumpster on the road, and my sister and I came from, there's my sister and I, we came right after an interview that I had with Project Runway. We're in full couture, and I spoke to the foreman. He's like, yeah, you can go take pictures. It's okay as long as you don't break anything or, you know, steal anything. We're like, no, we're not going to. Very, very respectful. And I was like, well, what about all the stuff? Where's this going? Because that's going to the dump. I'm like, if there's pieces in there, may we have them? He goes, it's going to the dump. I don't really care. I'm going on lunch. So he left, and we got to wander around Freddie's house and then dive into the dumpster, and we saved a couple of windows and some shingles and some siding, all of which is mostly in my garage, but this is my prized, and Heather signed it here. Whatever you do, don't fall asleep. Heather Langenkamp. And then I was able to take it a couple of years later to another horror convention where I met Robert. And I had the window with me, but I didn't put it in the shot because he wanted to thumb wrestle, which I thought was amazing. But he signed it on the other side. I've always had a thing for the horrors in this house. And then 2 years ago, I met John Saxon, and he signed it up across the top. Fred's dead, John Saxon. So, love that. More photos. This is from Ken. To Azrael, fucking A. I can't read upside down. Fucking A, and thank you for bringing me down, Ken Sagos. He was really amazed at the amount of work that we did decorating the theater. He was amazed by me, I was amazed by him, and I'm going to continue working with his charity, and he's just an amazing man. I will put a link to that charity, and I urge you to give back and help Kincaid Save the Kids. So that one was for him, and then this one he did to Azrael, have a nice stroll, Azrael, which is a coin on his phrase, have a nice stroll, asshole. He's really a sweet, sweet man. I got a lot of gifts from Ken. He's just this huge, huge heart. I just love him to death. To my mother, who's also my manager, who was there, he says, to Bev, thank you, love. I will kick Freddy's ass all over Dreamland for you, Ken Sagos. He absolutely loved my mom, which is great. And he loved the fact that I work with my mom. She helps me produce my shows. She's my manager. She's always there beside me. She's actually behind that camera. So, thank you, Mom. Love you. I know that sounds funny, but hey, gay man still hanging out with his mom? Yeah, that's going to happen. All right, here we go. So this is Ken Sagos here. He signed this. This was the donation picture that we had up, and it's giving back makes a difference. So actor Ken Sagos, it's gbc-givingbackcorporation.com. I knew it began with a C. So you can get that in frame. And I really do urge you to look into this. He sends kids school supplies. He helps kids through school. He sends kids to camp. It's all about giving back to the kids. And not just inner city kids, just any kids that are in need. He's amazing. And this was the autograph page that we made up for him that sat on his table. And he signed that for me. My lovely Manic Panic bag that I got from Terry at Ipso Facto. Oh. Here's one that's open. Aha, I knew I had one in here. Nightmare on Elm Street, the original stickers. So this is what they look like. So there's Grady from part 2. Coach getting his ass whipped, literally. From part 2. Children drowning in the pool, part 2. Nancy getting pulled into the bushes, part 1. Nancy and the Fred phone, and I believe this is part of a two-piecer that would have gone in the book. I love this one. No, Deandra, you can't have his mind. And then Lieutenant Thompson, John Saxon. So like I said, these stickers are original to part 1 and part 2. Love them. Go check out 80scards.com. They're amazing. They have all kinds of stuff, including like Garbage Pail Kids and anything that you would want from our childhood that we either lost or can't find again. So there's that. Hold on, there's still more stuff in here. Alright, I'm just going to pretend it's Halloween and just trick or treat. Lots of stuff. Manic Panic things I got from Terry at Ipso Facto. Ipso Facto. Okay, here we can... For your dark desires, ipsofacto.com. They're in another amazing store located in Fullerton, California, not very far from Buena Park or Not Scary Farm. Check them out. They've been my goth shop since the late 80s, early 90s. Oh, speaking of awesome documentaries, another favorite of mine. These were a part of my costume, but I Am Nancy. Go check out IamNancy. I don't know if it's .com or .org. I'll look it up and put it in there. But this is Heather Langenkamp's documentary with her life and conventions and her feelings about Nancy and how it's impacted people. All right, last two items. I know I'm talking way too much, but these are another gift from Ken. Ken Sagos, he signed it there. And these are dog tags. This is Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Sorry, little bag, long nails. Nightmare 4. Ken Sagos is set upside down. There. So, there we have it. Box of Dread. Lots of stuff from my collection. And this is just an introduction to what I'm going to be doing from now on. Aside from videos from my shows, I'm also going to be doing unboxings and highlighting my collections, and I'll be taking you through some costume tutorials and some wig tutorials. So this is the brand new Mistress Azrael channel. So thank you. Please hit like and subscribe. Check me out on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. All those links will be in the description box below. And from me and Demon Freddy, unpleasant screams.